My name's Daniel Davies, and I'll be teaching CAS 131, which is Azure Cloud Administration. Originally, I went to school for history and political science. I kind of transitioned out of that as I realized it wasn't really what I wanted to do long term. I had a passion for IT. It was my hobby, my passion, and I really made it into my career now. So I started off in a role back in the UK where I used to live and work. I started on the service desk and I built my way up. I landed a assistant administrator role, and then I moved over back to the US, and I'm here now. I've been promoted again multiple times, and I'm now in charge of global IT operations for a NASDAQ traded public company. For me, honestly, it's kind of just been interacting with my coworkers a lot, who were really interested in what I do, and trying to push them to learn more is kind of where I started. I remember the guy I used to sit next to. He was super interested in the stuff that I did. He was also, well, he's still on the service desk position, and essentially I wanted to help him grow in his career and build his skill set. Encourage him to look into kind of the things that I do in my day-to-day, and help him get into a role just like mine. So I walked through essentially what I do as best as I could at a high level, delving into some specific topics surrounding Azure, as that was his. He was interested in that, and obviously that's what I specialize in. And it kind of stemmed from there, really. I really liked teaching those guys, and I thought, why not breach into teaching at CIAT? For me, I really think it feels really fulfilling to be able to teach people and give back a little bit to the community, or to students that I could picture myself being in their position a few years ago. Even I've only been working in IT for about 8 years. Really, I have a lot still to learn, and I'd like to help students kickstart their own careers or breach themselves into the kind of field, the space that I'm in. And I'm here to help facilitate that, really. I want to be someone who these people can look up to, and really, I want to teach them more about what I do. I essentially, I really enjoy it. It feels really fulfilling to me as a career, or as a job, to be able to give back a little bit. In a professional sense, I really want to keep on learning and keep on building my career. That's exactly what I've been doing. I started off, like I said, in a service desk position. I worked my way up to assistant administration, and ultimately in the future I'd like to go for kind of a solutions architect role. I'd like to be high level designing infrastructure and networks, cloud solutions for big companies. That would be an amazing thing for me to do. I'd love to be a high-level consultant, or work for a big firm that needs kind of consulting, or some kind of SME architecting expert. That's really what I'm building towards in a professional sense. I'm not quite there yet. I've still got a lot to learn. I don't pretend to know everything about what I do, but I know what I know, and I want to share it with the people that are interested in it. And that's another reason really why I'm here. In my own life, outside of work, I love soccer, I love rugby, I love sports in general, really. I'm originally from Europe, or in the UK. I used to live in the UK, but I've lived across Europe. I've lived in Ireland, I've lived in the UK, I've lived briefly in France as well, and also back in living here in California in the US. So I've had a broad range of different environments I've lived and worked in, and I love broadening my horizons, really. It's also another reason why I've come to CIAT to teach. I feel like it's a new avenue for me, and I want to also push myself to the limits of what I'm comfortable with. And I think teaching people would be a brilliant opportunity to help myself breach out of my comfort zone. My advice would be, especially in my kind of in my kind of field of expertise, if somebody is really interested and passionate about the things that I'm trying to teach them, I would encourage them really to utilize all of the resources that are available to them, both at CIAT and online, books, other co-workers or people in the field that they can learn from. I really am an advocate for continuing to learn. I don't want to see people ultimately stagnate in their careers or get to a point where they don't know what to do. If they don't know what to do, like, there are so many different avenues or pathways to becoming an IT professional. I want to help with that. I want to facilitate that as much as I can. My students, when I ultimately start teaching, I would love to get to know them more on a personal level and try and help them. Obviously, we have a department for that, the career services, but from what I can do to help, I want to help them grow in their careers. I want to see them succeed. Like I've helped my co-workers in the past. They've gone on and taken certification exams and being given more responsibilities and more pay at work, and they feel more fulfilled as a result. I want to help facilitate that, and I also encourage students to try and seek that out for themselves, really. I want to see people succeed. That's my ultimate goal here, but also by being here at CIAT. For me, I mean, like, I obviously haven't started teaching yet, but for me, I've really enjoyed seeing the community at CIAT. Everyone seems really passionate about helping each other, especially all the instructors. I've got to know quite a few of the they call it the Team Cloud instructors, the guys that teach Azure and AWS. They are super knowledgeable guys, and honestly, by taking some of these classes, not only are you learning a lot, you're learning much more than if you were to just go and seek out this kind of stuff yourself privately, in an actual educational sense, or by attending CIAT. You're opening yourself up to being able to contact these guys and learn a lot from them. I've learned a lot from them already, and I've only been here a couple of weeks, learning from these guys. People like Omar, people like William. These guys have been teaching for years now as instructors, and I can really see the difference that they have on their students. I want to help. I want to be part of that eventually. It might be a little rough on my first go around, but by the second or third go around, teaching this class, I want to be at a point where I feel super comfortable and and be able to help all these students really beyond the end of the lecture, beyond the end of the classroom or the course. If possible, I want to be there as a resource for them, and that's what I see. I see that as a strength. By attending CIAT, you're also, you're not only opening yourself to really amazing lecture content and really well prepared classes, but also the instructors and just the wider community that CIAT has to offer.